Mykel C. Smith from Mykel C. Smith Creative. We're in the middle of producing a show for fashion on Thursday, July 22nd with Cult of Individuality. So we're in the middle of everything, and this beautiful lady's going to interview me.
Victoria from Garnette Report. Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know your work, who is Mykel C?
I'm Mykel C. What's doing my work? There's a little noise going on back here because we're working, but at the same time, I'm Mykel. What do I say about myself? I'm a creative director, a jack of many trades, a master of many. I don't say master of none. Yeah, I'm producing this show. I'm the creative director. I'm styling. I have my whole. I don't like to say the word team. I have artists. So who am I? I'm many, many things. So I'm definitely. This show actually encompasses of everything that I do, like styling, creative direction. We casted the show. I put together with the catering. We're doing the behind the scenes, a documentary. So there's a lot going on. I'm many things. Like you see this going on right here. I'm many, many things. Like one of my purposes calls me the creative tornado. So that's pretty much what I am. It's hard to explain.
Being the creators are so many things. You have you founded Mykel Smith. How did it take to launch this?
What it took to launch it?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second. Angela, retake me. So, yeah, it took a lot to, what did it take to launch this? I started Mykel C. Smith Creative maybe about 12 years ago. And it's really, and what I just decided that I didn't have a blueprint for it. I was working as a stylist and a creative director of many things. I've done many shows before in the past. And what I just decided to do is I didn't want to be, people knew me as being a show producer as well, but they also knew me as being a celebrity stylist. So I said, I'm bigger than that. So I said, I can't just be running around chasing somebody with a dress, stuff like that. So I said, I had to do something. Yeah, and I was the type of person when a celebrity try to tell you what to do, I wasn't with it. You know what I mean? So I said, I'm going to start something for artists, about artists, where we're doing creative stuff together as a business, and this is where this came into play. Okay?
Before you started everything, what was it like being a stylist? How did you get to all the networking? How did you work?
Well, I just kind of fell into it. I went to Juilliard actually, so for theater arts, and I just kind of fell into it as I was like, oh my God, what should I mean? And then, when I was a kid, I always wanted to do something with fashion. I thought I was a model. I went to Barbizon. I was like 5'8", thinking I'm a model. I was a dancer as well, so I ran track, gymnastics, first male cheerleader. So I was used to read Vogue in 4th grade. I used to sit on the playground, and everybody else would be playing basketball and stuff like that. I would read Vogue. So and I always thought that somehow I was going to segue. I love the models. I love the runway. My grandmother used to be a seamstress, so she's an artist. Like she did art and she was a seamstress. So even when I was dancing, I will always create the costumes. So somehow I just I would watch Style Channel and see Pat Cleveland. So I just kind of one day I was assisting somebody who had a line called To Be, and then I learned from them how to do runway shows and stuff like that. And there's so many different avenues I went about it. Like one of my friends she had one of the top hair salons in New York. So Naomi Campbell used to come in, so I went on the first photo shoot with her when she was 16. I worked with Stan Fine, I worked with this one and that one. And then I went to a modeling agency to learn how to look models. And I felt it really wasn't for me because I'm more of a creative. So they started using me to style the girls and do their book. So then one thing just led to another and I started booking jobs. You know what I mean?
Did this whole happen when you came to Europe or did it take
No, I've been in New York now. I hate to tell my age. I don't hate to take my age. I am 58 years old, and I'll be 60 shortly, 2 years from now. It didn't happen when I came to New York. When I first came to New York, I was dancing, okay? And I was on Broadway, off-Broadway, commercials, things of that nature. But the theater world was just too disciplined for me. I wanted to go out to the clubs and dance. I barely got to school, but I did. So I just thought this was more of an avenue. Like I said, maybe 20-some years ago, I started dibbling in it, but I made the decision to do my own thing maybe 13, 14 years ago. Maybe 15 years ago, I decided I couldn't work in a restaurant anymore. Even when I was working in a restaurant, they would pull me out to always do events and stuff for them. So it's just that's just about being in fashion as a stylist, as a creative director. Like this event, I'm keying it from start to finish. And it's all coming together. The owner of the brand really trusts me, you know what I'm saying? He gave me full creative control. You just saw him back there screaming for a minute. So everything, those samples are coming in. There's excitement of it. I got my shoes today, so it's a lot. So I actually just kind of stepped in. I decided maybe 15 years ago this is what's going to be my life.
You have so much under your belt. How do you manage everything without going insane?
I don't know. Demas, where's Demas? Demas, Joseph. Demas is helping me with the casting. Joseph is helping me with the, stylists. I don't say they're assistants. Prince is here too as well. And then I have Cameron, which is new to the family. I have the guys on Marco and his movie set. We're doing a behind the scenes documentary. So I have people to come in underneath me. And yes, I am kind of the nucleus of it. But, they get it. They're in my head. Like the guy who's building the runway, Rick. They're in my head. They already know what I want. And it's getting better. Before you have people that come in, they just wanted to come in and just hang out and get a check. These people actually work. Without them, I would be nothing. And then my partner who lives in Amsterdam, who's actually doing all the graphics and all the artwork and stuff. He's an art director. So he does webs and all that kind of stuff. So he keeps me on my toes as well. And Naisha, where is she at? She's around here somewhere. She's new. I have a lot of new kids who are joining me that's younger that really get it. And they're learning underneath me. And this show, I did bring a lot of new people in. You know what I mean? Makeup, hair, everybody's coming in underneath my umbrella. So.
Talking about your brand, your partnership, how did you find the right one for you? Like, what were we in Amsterdam?
Well, I've been with a partnership. He just happened to be. I had another partner who absolutely. He ended up having kids, and he got. He's come from a Chinese background, and they didn't want him to once we started this company together. He is a vision-based company, like Andy Warhol Factory, similar to that. Once we started this company together, he decided that his mother and him wanted him to get married, so he got married to a very rich girl, so he moved back to China. So I thought, oh my God, what I'm going to do, because he's very talented. Then I ended up meeting Patrick through somebody that I knew, a stylist who's out from Rihanna. And next thing you know, we ended up hitting it off, and we met each other twice in our lives since we've been working together. He lives in Amsterdam. So he's on a vacation right now, which I'm kind of mad at. But I'm going on vacation next week, so I'm going to Cabo.
Me too.
You're going to
next week, though. Next time.
Yes, and this is Dean. Dean is the sales director here. It's a lot of different elements, and so I kind of came into this family. So yeah, it's like I'm so excited after COVID that we're doing the show, and it's really blowing through the roof. So I have my publicist too, which is Scott French, which is helping us get into the CFDA and things of that nature.
What is it like producing fashion events?
What is it like producing fashion events? It's stressful. Okay, as you can see, you just saw that. Okay, normally I'll be like, what are you talking about? But I know him now, so I just let him steam. Like I'll blow off steam too as well. The first stressful thing is that it takes is all of 15 minutes for to send people down the runway, sending all these models down the runway. But it does. It's not. People think that 15 minutes you spend all this money, but the images trickle all over the world, and we get so much report. We're getting so much support on this venture. So yeah, it's a lot of stress, but like I've been stressing, but the stress is starting to come down now because I got my shoes yesterday, and I was up night, 4 o'clock in the morning, because I'm still hands-on with everything. I had to get the shoes, I had to do this, I had to do that, and I finally got the shoes somebody commit. So now even my assistant said he saw the weight trying to drop off of me. I still got a lot going on, because in a minute, the Marleys are going to show up at 2 o'clock. So I worked with Bob Marley's family for many, many years, which is Sedella Marley. So her son is closing the show. So, and he just got signed in Maryland. So I'm very excited. Everything that I envisioned for this company, working with Cult, is all coming together. It really is. When the owner called me to come in to produce, they just opened up this space. They had this space on the side, which is more of just a showroom, but now they opened up the space to be bigger because it's a music brand. So they do a lot of music performances and stuff like that. So during COVID, they actually expanded. They didn't have a problem selling any of that stuff. And during COVID, I actually worked too as well. I had a couple of months that was kind of like iffy, but after that, God came in, honey, and here I am, child. Hallelujah.
What challenges do you face when you're producing the shows or styling for casting?
What challenges? Finding the right model. Find the right model, and for the rates that you want. Thank God I've been in this industry for long. Then I have Demas over here who works with me. So I have to find it. It's about, because this is, every time I do a show, it's not like, I don't do just any shows the same. Any event, I saw the room, I laid it out, I brought in my runway director, and he actually laid the space out, the lighting and everything. It's very intimate, but it's gonna be like 200 people in this room. Open bar, everything. Food, drink, but you gotta remember everything's gonna be struck. So, and I just came up with the vision, and it depends on the clothing brand. Like this is, I have to be honest with you, I have to be inspired by it. Because if I'm not inspired by it, child. Some things you do for a check, but I'm not one of those ones. No, it's not gonna work. I was very inspired by the designer and his knowledge of fashion. And he does a lot of stuff with music, so no one really knew that this man was so talented and that he was able to, he knows his shit, you know, he really does, you know, so, and it's very, they did a show before, but it wasn't on this level. You know what I'm saying? But this is one of their first real foray into fashion. So I decided that, you know, when I see the vision, I knew what he wanted, and I was already, actually, Demons, come here. Can you tell them? Demons can go on camera.
What?
How did I envision, before I got this job, I envisioned this show, right?
Yes.
I knew the music, everything, and I knew it, and the call came like 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
I manifested. Yes, girl, hallelujah.
He called the energy to you.
Yeah. So then I told him I told Demons how we want everything to go. And then I told Joseph that we probably would be doing this show. Because we did try to do this before COVID, and just a lot of little things happened. But now, when I got the call, I was ready for it. They say how you said to be ready, so you never have to get ready. Okay? So that's one of those moments.
How do you keep up with the industry trends, especially for called knowing is the music behind this? How do you keep up?
I don't know. That's what, you know, I just got the vision. And people, that's one of the things people say. My girlfriend Carol, who's with the CFD as well, she's like, you have the insight of what really turned her on one time I did a big event, and it was at the Nomo. I think Vincent came to that event. I don't know if you come to that event. It was at the Nomo Hotel. It was right before COVID came around. And I just did a party. That's my phone, I'm not gonna answer it. But we did a big event, and what happened was that I had so many young models and stuff hosting, playing the music. Then I had the older models that came through as well. So what I decided that the vision came through, and I decided, I didn't even decide this, what I'm gonna say. I just have it in my head, and you know, I just know, it's just like, you just something you know, it's really hard to explain. I'm like, and I tell everybody right now, it's like I'm on crack, you know what I mean? So it's like, I just cannot stop. Like we talk in the middle of the night, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and this is Joseph. Take your mask down, Joseph, so they can see that beautiful face. You've been vaccinated, okay? Vaccinated and emancipated. So what I did was just like, I just think that it's just something God gives you. I don't watch movies and watch runway shows and none of that. I used to when I was younger, but right now it just comes in my head, you know what I mean? Like the owner said, I totally trust your vision, and it's coming together. But now, to be honest with you, it's 1 day, 2 days away. I feel more secure now because things are just popping in place the way I expected it to. And I pray a lot. I'm very spiritual, you know, so I do that, you know, even though I like to twerk a little bit too as well. Like yada, 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 yada. You know, you go to church on Sunday, twerk on Saturday. But this is New York is opening back up. So let me take you and show you some of the stuff, okay? Come on, guys. This is Rasha. Rasha is the showroom director, and she, without her, I don't know what I would do. She had like thousands of jobs, okay? So this is some of the stuff. Joseph can walk you through some of the stuff that we're doing. This is gonna go on the runway on, so this is some of Cult's new stuff, okay? They're going on the runway on Thursday. This is what we're showing. So this is some of the new stuff that came out. And the Cult is very much a music brand, but it's similar to, I hate to compare it to D Squared or anything like that, because Ron has his own vein with how he does stuff. So this is pretty much some of the stuff that we're showing. And they do a lot of collaborations. They do collaborations with, they did a collaboration with the Marleys, which is like I said, I worked with them forever. So, and it was very successful, and they're gonna be coming to New York today. From Miami. They have offices all over the world, but they're based in Miami, the family. So they come in, Skip Marley, all of them are coming to support this event. So, which I'm very excited about. We just did a collaboration with Pantera. You know the rock band Pantera? Have you heard of them before?
Yeah.
Okay, you know Pantera. Okay, got it. So they did something Naughty by Nature. This is some of the t-shirt, Motley Crue. And we got sneakers from Jump. I forget the name of it. You know, I just got them the other day. I should remember. What is it called? Jump what? Jump, yeah. So we got that. And we got them, the gift bags are going to be amazing. We have candles. We have lip balm from the Marleys. We have coffee. We have Scotch and Porter, which is helping us out. Another makeup line, which I've just learned. You know, they came to me yesterday. But we're in their good bag. So it's going to be a cute little goodie bag, honey. I believe in that. Okay, and we have food, which was prepared by Chef Charlie. We also have Lovington Farms vodka, rum. We have tequila by Hiatus. I mean, just really top quality brands. So, and also, this is one of the jackets here. Motley Crue. See the detail and the workmanship? And this is all vegan leather. Yeah, there's so much you can touch it, girl. No. So, this is like Pantera. Okay, and then let's see what else we're doing. And this is the crew. When you turn around, they're doing documentary behind the scenes, which I came up with the idea on the lighting. So we hoping this will go to Sundance or something like that. We don't never know. Okay. I'm getting taped up too. This is actually off. Can we put it back?
Yeah, I was just gonna give you one of these because you have so much lotion on.
Oh, yeah. I have a lot of lotion. I like to say, don't get no ashy on my elbows, y'all. My name's not King
You know
anymore.
what? I give up with this tape. I give up. I'm gonna do this.
Can you hear me all of this? And they're taking me live. Everything I'm saying is being live.
Okay, can you put this to your shirt cuff? Can you put it under and flip it to your
Why don't you
shirt?
put it under?
No, well, I just want to give
Oh,
you
no,
you
not
know,
a
your
Me Too
space.
moment, honey. Okay.
Thank you. Just gonna put this right here. This is gonna be all. Just find the right part of the shirt. I promise I'm not taking my time for.
That's okay.
Just my personal
You
reasons.
can take his time. Okay. So this is, I'm going to introduce you to the place. I just really I see somebody introduce him to me. One of my friends was a menswear designer, and he shoots very, very well. The first thing he shot just the lookbook. I mean, not the lookbook. He just shot the casting, and it looks like an editorial. And that's what he's another one in my head. You know what I mean? So, and it's Naisha.
Yes, Naisha.
Naisha, I get it wrong, but you know. But she's going to be coming in, running backstage production. I don't know where's Cameron? Cameron's running. That's Ron right there coming through. He don't want to be bothered today, so we'll leave him alone for a minute. And that's Angelo. Say hi, Angelo. He's another designer. Okay, and this is Cameron. Cameron's my assistant. He jumped in. He's been on Facebook with me for a while, asking to work with me, right? And then I just told him to send the resume. He sent me some writing, and it blew my mind. And since he came into my life, it's changed, and he's going to be with me forever. Okay. So I'm trying to, you have to work through things to find the right people because the company is growing. And I can't micromanage everything. I need someone, but people don't understand what goes. You talk about the stress that goes into it. Getting on the phone, making sure you book the models. Getting on the phone, making sure you get the sponsorships. Getting on the phone, making sure you get the liquor sponsorship. Doing the sponsorship deck. Just getting up in the middle of the morning, sending out things, emails for shoes and all that kind of stuff like that. Just making sure everybody's taking care of the team, making sure the team is taken care of. Dealing with Ron over here, dealing with the owner, texting him 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So everything is really, really like so many things that we have to go through to make this happen. So it's just not, and it's like, I don't believe in the word team. Like Ron is an artist, I'm an artist, it's all about the art, okay? So what else? Let me take you to show you a little bit. So this is the actual showroom that they actually have to close in. But this is like, I can't explain all this, you have to explain all this, what goes on over here. But this is what the showroom, the other part is the event space. So this is more of the showroom where they have the clothes and their sales meetings and all that kind of stuff like that, okay? So even over here, there's some of the stuff that we're gonna be showing too. It's called HVMAN. And they have it set up a certain way, so I'm just kind of letting that go. But this is kind of like the stuff that they're doing. It's about getting back to humanity. We're gonna release this first. It comes out, it ships twice a year. So what we're gonna do is actually present it as, it's about getting back to human nature, about not wasteful, how to be human again. So it's it ships twice a year, and actually it's gonna be 12 looks, capsule looks. There's a capsule collection, and he wanted to put this out 3 years ago, but it wasn't the time for it. It's almost similar to Fear of God, okay? So, but it's very much about getting back to humanity, giving back, stop taking from each other, the killing, the racism, all that kind of stuff. So I'm opening this up with Marvin Gaye, like what's going on. So the model's gonna walk to that music. So the music is all planned out too as well. And then we have all kind of visuals going on. So, like I said, he's out in his office, being out there, the sales director. This is the man who makes all this happen. You don't want to be on camera for a minute, but. But okay, just say hi to everybody. We're live.
Oh, we're live?
Yeah.
Oh shit, what's up?
Okay. So everything's coming together. So he brought me in. He trusted me, and I can almost cry because I can't even talk about what the publicist called me in the morning and told me what's going to happen on Thursday. So I love him. We got to know each other. He trusts me with his baby. He's very much like me. He's not a micromanager, but he's a very happy person. He's in a mood right now.
I'm a happy person?
You're a very happy person.
Am I a happy person?
You have your moments.
Normally wouldn't be the words described.
No, I think he's a very, but you're happy.
Enthusiastic, passionate.
Passionate. You said I'm passionate.
Yeah, you're passionate.
This is Angelo too. Angelo is the designer underneath Ron. So so having this would be happening. They gave me stuff to work with. If you don't have something to work with, then I couldn't be doing all this. You know what I'm saying? You have to have the product, and that's what I told you in the beginning of this segment, that he knows what he's doing. And I'm not blowing smoke up his ass. You know me, bitch, I don't do that, okay? But he is brilliant, and I'm so happy to be a part of it and make this happen. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. See you later.
The Marty will be here in a minute, okay?
Okay.
So, now, back to this. So you want to hear some of the music? We're going live. Maybe you want to go live again when the models come through so you can see the fitting and put some of that on if you want to. So basically that's pretty much it. Do you want to ask me something else?
Yeah, how do you keep your team motivated throughout the stressful time, throughout this whole process?
I think I'm pretty nice to my team. Come here, Joseph. Tell me, how do I keep y'all motivated? I'm the
Pretty
cook.
much just being vibrant and your attitude and everything about you keep us.
But yeah, even like my little nephew Flash, who's doing the music, was like when he saw me just like directing everything, and he told me the other day, what did you say about me? He said, I'm a bitch, but I was like, what? He said, when you get shit done, he said, but you be in your very, he did say controlling in a bad way, in a good way, because everything comes out right. Do you see it? And Demas, what did you say, Demas? What do you say about how I come up with these ideas? I let them tell it because they can tell the story better than me. And I don't think they would be working with me if I wasn't kind of nice. People in fashion are very nasty. I don't happen to be one of them. I have my moments, but I know when something's not right. Like the other day I had to let somebody go and she got really hurt behind it because she just wasn't holding up. And this time in my life, before I used to be like, okay girl, it'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Try to, everybody on this team is doing their job. You know what I mean? So and everybody wants to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? And some people are not getting paid anything, but they still want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? And they will get paid because now I have to put people through their paces to make sure. Because I have people show up and they be like, oh, you walk in at 10 o'clock, the photo shoot stops at 9, they come in at 10, and then at 12, when it's call time? I'm like, girl. So, but these people are very dedicated, and I thank God for them sitting into my life, especially at this moment, because I can't do everything by myself. So, and I'm not a team player, to be honest with you. I'm really not. I hate to say that word, because, people say, and it's not an arrogance, people make, they be a part of the scene, I kind of create the scene. So that's what I said, we don't have a team. Everybody here, including Rick who's building the runway, it's an art to it, to what we do. So this is all artistry from the guys who do the film. Let them talk to you for a minute. Come on, let's get one y'all in here. Come on, he's behind, say hi. That's a sexy one too. Tell me what you're doing. Y'all talk about it. Y'all been here for a few days. What y'all feel?
Exciting, fashion, great clothes, great people, great vibes. We're setting up some BTS, some lights, a little bit of projection, some logos, some funky colors, good times.
It's gonna be great.
He's been with me for a couple of days.
Yeah, I'm like.
And he had the camera really actually in my face, seeing my gap on my side.
Yeah, helping out like Mark with.
And Mark is the director. He's not here right now.
Yeah,
but
he's not here. He'll be here later today, I think.
Yeah, later.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been like, I guess like the part of production or fashion that you don't get to see, which is like a really good perspective. And like I'm really excited about the final album.
Yeah, what we're gonna do with this is actually in September, we will have September we're gonna do like a documentary. We're gonna have it in here, and we'll have a press day for Ron to show the media some more. Because you have to keep going. It's not just one thing. September we decided to show off of Fashion Week because everybody's trying to go back into that calendar, and we're on the calendar, the official fashion calendar from the CFDA. So we're not trying to like run into everyone. He needs his own space, which is absolutely working. The timing is perfect. People are looking for something to cover. They're looking for something to do. They heard about this brand. They really want to get into it. Then in September, we're going to do a small little dinner party, like in here with like 30 editors and stylists and stuff like that. And we're going to have a live performance, which will lay back to the music. And then we're going to show the documentary. Okay, like show a short documentary so people can watch and see what we did during the Fashion Week to build this up And that all came from here. Okay. Come here, Naisha. I want you to say something. Tell them about yourself. I want everybody impressed. Come on. So you tell them about your career. I want everybody to share this platform.
Okay, so hi, my name is Naisha. I worked a lot of retail, but about 2 years ago, that's when I started getting into the fashion industry. I started out assisting. I met this one stylist, his name is Altorn, who's a good friend of
Yeah,
Mykel.
he introduced me to.
Yeah, so he introduced me to him, and I've been working with Mykel since probably earlier this month. It's been amazing. Like, his energy is always on 100. Like, I love it. There's a lot of mean people in the fashion industry, and he's not one of them. Like, I absolutely love working with him. Like, he makes me feel like I'm a part of the team, even though he doesn't like the word team. I know that.
But no, you
But
know.
he makes me feel like I'm actually a part of like the family, and that's just one of the best things about being here. Yeah.
Okay. My new daughter. Okay. Mama love you. Okay. You said all the right things too. Okay. Now.
Hi, I'm Prince. I'm a multidisciplinary creative, but I'm doing photography for Mykel. Very nice guy. I'm actually very surprised that I'm in the mix, because I just met him and he liked my work, and he really just like threw me right into the whole thing. So it's like really cool, really nice. I'm excited to be here.
My little babies too. So I have other people coming aboard too as well, from the behind the scenes makeup and hair. They're all under my umbrella, all people that I work with. My girl, who's like a really big celebrity hairstylist, she took a break from the industry for a minute, and now she's coming back just to do the hair, because her mother's sick. So she Val, so she's coming in, Picasso's doing the makeup. So I have everything from the security to Scott, who's doing the publicity, which who's very, very good in fashion and very respected. So we have a lot of stuff going on. I have a great, cachet of artists surrounding me, so I can turn it out. Okay, that's it basically.
What's your working relationship with Ron?
Ron, our working relationship is really good. In the beginning, it was kind of rocky because of the negotiation with the money. So but he does things a certain way, and I've come to respect him, and he's come to respect me. So we really just a few minutes ago he was screaming. But he'll come back in and be like, okay, what are we doing next? Okay, Mykel. And he depends upon me, and I depend upon him. It's actually one of the best relationships that I've had in a long time that I think will grow. You know what I'm saying? I think that relationship will grow. He tells me he doesn't want me. He's impressed with everything that I'm doing. And people around his office that he's never given up full creative control. With me here, he's kind of giving it up and let me do my thing. In the beginning, he was we had an issue over the invitation. He didn't like it. That's the only thing he stepped in. He asked me to use one model. Everything else is pretty much me. So.
What can the audience expect from this collection?
What kind of audience expect for this collection? They can respect newness, something that's not new anymore, something that's not, they don't like the fashion world, they don't really know about this brand, but the music world does. But they can expect quality, they can expect excitement, rock and roll, fun, you know what I'm saying? And it's not, what I like about Ron and myself, he's not the typical fashion person. He could give 2 fucks about fashion. Excuse me, I'm sorry if any kids listening, but he loves fashion, you know what I'm saying? So he's not stuck in, this is what they are. He's gonna be around for a long time. So, and I'm gonna be around for a long time. Hopefully, okay?
How did the name of the session come for
Well, we was gonna name it I Still I Rise, but we decided to name it Ascension because it's about New York coming back to what we used to be, coming back into, it's not, everybody's talking about the new normal. I don't believe in all that. That's just buzzwords, okay? Whatever you meant to be, whatever God has you on this world to do, you're gonna do. I didn't have to pivot for anything. People are like, oh, somebody told me I should work for Amazon. I said, doing what? Creating their campaigns? Because I'm having to be getting on the phone in the morning, like, not that it's beneath me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I can't get on the phone and be like, oh, hey, Miss Mary, how you doing? Your package would not be like, girl, okay? So, we didn't have to pivot, and I just think that we named it Ascension because it's all about rising back up. Everybody's saying New York is dead. They said fashion is dead in New York, and evidently it's not on this little area because we got a lot of stuff going on over here. In this little room, we're going to create moments that will last for a while and digital footprints and everything in this little room, and this is where I wanted it to be. I didn't want it to be bigger. Everybody's worried about how many people are going to be able to fit in here, how the model's going to walk. I got it all down. And a man upstairs, you start, everything you do has to be with passion. You know what I'm saying? You have to do it like you're doing any job that you do. And you just can't say, oh, I'm doing this, I'm not getting paid this. You got to go full forward with it. And I've been going full forward with things that led me to this moment. Right after this is done, I have another show. I'm going to Cabo for a week, and then I have another show in September.
How do you feel to be back?
I never went anywhere. Okay? You know, but I feel I never went anywhere. The world kind of went somewhere, but I wasn't into the virtual kind of stuff. It bored me. They would send you invitations for virtual and stuff like that. I'd rather sit next to somebody with COVID and watch them run.
You were coming to?
No, they want me. I just rather take a risk and see the models walk down the runway. And then you only have 4 models on digital, and it was boring. They put your links up. This is more exciting. So yeah, I feel, you know, it's not a comeback. It just keep evolving and rising and elevating. You know, and some people have not learned from COVID, but I learned now to be a little tighter on my business and to be a little bit more strategic. The first time I wasn't as strategic. I just let things happen the way they were happening. But now I'm very strategic on how I do things. Like this interview. Okay.
What is it like being black in fashion?
Well, I never, recently, I know the thing now is to have diversity, but I was casting diversity 20 years ago. You know, so I had Asian models, black models, Jamaican models, all kind of stuff. Like Sadella Marley, who's coming in here, I worked with her before in the past, and we did something called Rasta Girl. She had a line called Catch a Fire, devoted to her father, Bob Marley, and all the girls were walking down the runway with dreadlocks, white, Asian, everything with spliffs in their hand. So I've always been diversity. I think that I would like to see it continue. Look around me, I have everybody of different colors, you know what I mean? It's always been that way because it's not anything new to me, but I have experience of racism here and there. The first time I got a job, and it's I'm not gonna say the designer because he's no longer, actually I don't need to say it because he's no longer here. But they hired me to do a job. My name Mykel Smith doesn't sound black, you know what I'm saying? So when I got there, the whole team, they loved me, they wanted to hire me, they sent me the contract. When the designer found out my skin color, she pulled out. She said, oh, well, I have someone else to do it now. And I just knew it. But I didn't let that stop me, I just kept on moving. I have a lot of really, really great white friends. I have a lot of really great black friends. And everybody's supporting me on this venue right now, in this venture. So, like even these people, they're really here spending their time. I can be very emotional about that. So, the whole black being in fashion, I'm just happen to be who I am, and I just happen to be black. Like I'm gay and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't, at the end of the day, people want to know how you can do your job. You know what I mean?
What can the industry do to improve the relationship with black creators?
We'll just hire more people, and then we talk about the black creatives too. Okay, the black creatives need to make sure that they, what's happening with these people are younger now, they're not focusing on how to do the job. Like, you know, I told you everything I had to do, right? So they're not focusing on that. You have to focus on doing your job, and you know, it takes hours. You just can't come and have anything handed to you. So I don't think anything should just be handed to people. You have to work for it. And black, white, Asian, Spanish, all that. And that's my liquor coming in. Yeah, so we're gonna have a party. So yes, everything is beautiful. So, and you know, just do the hard work, whether you're black, Asian, Indian. And what I do want to see people come up out of, I wanted to return back to fashion instead of influencers and people just showing up. I don't believe in putting a model down the runway who's 5'6" and my size. And I could be my own model. So it's just like, those are things I stand by. That's kind of OG like that. Like every guy in this show is 6'1". Okay, so, because you can't have this like this. It's aesthetic, you know what I mean? So, I just believe that you do what you do and just keep staying spiritual and be a kind person. It doesn't have to be evil and mean. Yes, you have to be stern about what you do. I hate letting people go, but at this point in my life, I have to let some people go. They're not holding up their end. And that's black, white, Asian, French, dog, monkey, whatever. You just let them go. But yeah, it's just about just being the best self in whatever race you are. Just do what you need to do and don't let anybody tell you no. Okay?
What steps should someone take to become successful in this field?
Do the work, and then school is still good. Even though I went to school for theater arts and I kind of segued out of it, but it's all coming full circle now. Like me doing these interviews, everybody said I'm meant to be on TV. I actually had an audition last week, and they actually wanted me to be on the show, but I turned it down because it just wasn't for me. And when I saw the cast, I was like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? They had us all together. So I'm like, I was like, not talking about anybody bad, but just like, y'all are young kids and didn't, you know, I just like, you know what I'm saying? I've worked too hard. That's what we're doing this documentary because we're hoping, I'm going to call it out that we hope it goes to Sundance or something. So that way we can start a relationship and we can start, but I don't want to do some kind of reality show where it ruins my career. You know what I'm saying? It makes a fool out, because I believe in everything I do. I'm 100% behind what I do. And I'm not fashion. I just happen to be an experienced producer. So.
What's been your your biggest creative challenge?
Many things. First dealing with Rod, which we're together now, or just getting people to understand the vision. What I don't like is somebody wants me to work with them and they kind of tell me what to do. So that's kind of like, it's not in this case, but in other cases it has happened. If you hire me to come in and do the job, and I don't even get a hire, we're working together, you know what I'm saying? So if you decide that you're gonna do the job better than me, then I don't need to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? I just rather, hello, 1 second, can you wait a minute? Cause anybody got any, I got $100 on me. I need to give them a tip.
No, I'm coming back. I've got more stuff.
Okay, I'll wait for you, okay. So anyway, I just believe in just like, there's no challenges, but the challenges becomes a problem when you tell me what to do. How if you know better, you go ahead and do it yourself. And I just step away from it. So those challenges are like no more with me, okay? So that's it.
Okay, that's all I had. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I know I was stumbling a little bit, but July 22nd, Cult of Individuality, the lab. This is all going to be transformed with lighting, runway, everything. It's gonna be a movie, like the kids say. Bye.